At just 27 years old, Charles Leclerc has already lived through more pain, pressure, and heartbreak than most drivers experience in an entire lifetime. He lost mentors. He lost family. He watched dreams collapse in front of him more than once. And yet somehow, every time life tried to break him, he came back faster. Today, millions of fans see the Ferrari driver standing on podiums around the world. So if you love Formula One stories like this, hit subscribe, like the video, and stay with us until the end, because Charles Leclerc's journey is far more emotional and unbelievable than most fans realize. A boy born in Monaco with a dream. Charles Leclerc was born on October 16, 1997, in Monte Carlo, one of the most famous places in motorsport history. For many kids, Monaco is just home. But for Charles, it became an obsession. Every year, he watched Formula One cars fly through the narrow streets of his city. The noise, the speed, the danger, it completely captured his imagination. Racing was already part of the family. His father, Hervé Leclerc, had competed in junior racing categories and dreamed of reaching Formula One himself. But like many talented drivers, money became the barrier that stopped everything. That experience stayed with Hervé forever. So when he saw young Charles falling in love with racing, he made a promise to himself. He would do everything possible to help his son reach the place he never could. And Charles responded immediately. By the age of 4, he was already driving karts. By 7, he was competing. And very quickly, people around him realized something unusual was happening. This kid wasn't just talented, he was fearless. The financial struggle nobody saw from the outside. Charles Leclerc's story looked glamorous because he came from Monaco. But the reality was completely different. Motorsport is brutally expensive. Even karting can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. Many careers end before they even start simply because families run out of money. And that almost happened to Charles. His family sacrificed everything to keep him racing. His father pushed every possible resource into his son's career, hoping Charles would get opportunities he never had. But eventually, the situation became difficult. This is where another important person entered the story, Jules Bianchi. Jules wasn't just another racing driver. He became like an older brother to Charles. He believed in his talent early and helped connect him with important people in motorsport, including manager Nicolas Todt. That support changed everything. Without those connections and backing, Charles Leclerc's Formula One dream may have ended before most fans even heard his name. Tragedy changed everything. As Charles climbed through karting and junior categories, his career kept growing. But emotionally, his world was about to collapse. In 2014, during the Japanese Grand Prix, Jules Bianchi suffered a horrific crash in wet conditions at Suzuka. Months later, he passed away from his injuries. The loss devastated the entire Formula One world. For Charles, it was deeply personal. Jules had been a mentor, a protector, and someone who truly believed in him long before Ferrari ever did. Losing him broke something inside Charles. Many people would have stepped away from racing after that. Instead, Charles made a different decision. He decided he would continue racing not only for himself, but also for Jules. That mindset changed him forever. From that moment, his driving became more emotional, more aggressive, and more determined. Every victory carried extra meaning, because now he felt responsible for finishing a dream they once shared together. The rise through Formula 2. In 2016 and 2017, Charles Leclerc entered the junior categories that truly decide whether a driver reaches Formula One or disappears forever. And this is where he became impossible to ignore. First came domination in GP3, then came Formula 2. The pressure was enormous because Formula 2 is where future stars prove themselves against the best young drivers in the world. And Charles delivered immediately. His speed looked different from everyone else on the grid. He attacked corners harder. He braked later. And even when problems happened, he somehow fought back. But then, tragedy struck again, losing his father. In 2017, while Charles was fighting for the Formula 2 championship, his father, Hervé, became seriously ill. Not long later, he passed away. It was another devastating emotional blow. The man who had sacrificed everything for Charles, the man who built the foundation of the dream, was suddenly gone before he could fully see his son reach Formula One. Charles later admitted the pain was almost unbearable. But once again, he chose to keep racing. Just days after losing his father, he returned to the track in Baku and produced one of the most emotional victories of his career. He drove with pain, anger, grief, and determination, all mixed together. And when he crossed the finish line first, it felt bigger than racing. That moment proved something important about Charles Leclerc. Pressure does not destroy him, it sharpens him. By the end of the season, he dominated Formula 2 and secured the championship. Formula 1 could no longer ignore him. The Ferrari dream becomes reality. In 2018, Sauber F1 team gave Charles Leclerc his Formula 1 debut. The car was not fast enough to fight at the front, but Charles quickly impressed everyone with his speed and maturity. Race after race, he delivered performances far beyond expectations, and Scuderia Ferrari was watching closely. Then came the moment that changed his career forever. In 2019, Ferrari promoted him alongside four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Charles immediately shocked Formula One with his pace. After a heartbreak in Bahrain, he claimed his first emotional victory at Spa, just days after the death of friend Antoine Hubert, then won again at Monza to become Ferrari's new hero. At only 21 years old, Charles Leclerc had become the future of Ferrari. The pain of carrying Ferrari. But being Ferrari's future is never easy. At Ferrari, drivers don't just race, they carry the weight of millions of expectations, and that pressure can become overwhelming. Over the next seasons, Charles Leclerc experienced everything: stunning pole positions, painful strategy errors, mechanical failures, and missed title chances. The toughest blow came in 2022, when Ferrari finally built a car to fight Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing. But mistakes and reliability issues kept ruining strong weekends. Race after race, victories slipped away, and the championship slowly faded. For many drivers, this kind of repeated heartbreak would break confidence. But Charles kept pushing forward because by then, fighting through pain had already become part of who he was. Monaco redemption. For years, one race haunted Charles Leclerc more than any other: the Monaco Grand Prix. His home race always ended in disaster. Crashes, bad luck, mechanical failures. Something always went wrong. Fans even started calling it the Monaco curse. But in 2024, everything finally changed. Charles delivered a perfect weekend. Pole position, calm under pressure, no mistakes. And when he crossed the finish line first in Monaco, emotions exploded everywhere. Fans cried. Ferrari celebrated like they had won a championship, and Charles himself could barely hold back tears. Because this victory was bigger than statistics. It was the completion of a dream that started when a small boy watched Formula One cars race through the streets of his city. Charles Leclerc's story is not just about talent. Formula One has always had talented drivers. What makes him different is resilience. Every stage of his journey came with pain. Yet every time life pushed him down, he came back stronger. That's why fans connect with him so deeply, because behind the Ferrari helmet is not just a driver, but a kid who refused to quit. Now the biggest question remains: will he become a world champion one day, or will he be remembered as one of the greatest drivers never to win it? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this story, like, share, and subscribe for more Formula One stories like this.